What's up, y'all? It's Lh'aundale here. For those of y'all who don't know me, I got some friends and stuff like that who I got on my page who don't really know who I am exactly. But I just wanted to make a quick video. I'm sitting here waiting on laundry to be done, but I wanted to make a video for the men out there. I know a lot of guys, women too, so this can apply to them as well, but I'm really addressing the men, who need a lot of guidance and instruction, who are lost. I've come across a lot of people who want growth, who want change in their lives, kind of tired of doing the same thing, living the same way. I just had a cousin reach out to me and was like, man, I need to get around more like-minded people. And I'm seeing a lot of people posting that. And so I wanted to address that. Like, really, that's where it starts if you want change. I want to make clear, I'm definitely a believer in Jesus Christ, right? So he is where I start. That's where what I did was I asked him first. Like, I was going through a lot of stuff in my head, doing things that wasn't really helping me in my situation, whatever I was dealing with. So like I was tired of having happy moments but not a happy life. Like, I wasn't really happy. And so God noticed, and he was slowly tugging on me, right, and pulling me out of the lifestyle I was living. But I was seeking, though. I was trying to grow. I was trying to make certain changes. I was in college, and my academic advisor she asked me if I knew who Eric Thomas was. And I had, but I stopped listening to him for a little while. And I had actually heard him speak as a freshman in high school, but I didn't really know who he was. So she suggested I go back and start listening to him. So I started doing that. Started listening to him all the time. Started eating it up. And this is back in like 2015 or so. But anyway, that's where it started. So I started putting good stuff in my mind instead of the bad. And that helped me with my thinking, because it starts there. You want to make certain changes. First of all, you should change what you put in your mind and that goes into your heart. On top of that, let me back up. So what you put into your mind is like you downloading, like you planting seeds here, and that will affect then how you think, which will affect what you say, which is important, which will also affect what you do. And that's a big deal, and people pay attention to that. That draws the right kind of crowd in, the right kind of people in. And God pays attention. He sees that you're serious. So I had a real cry for help, in my heart. So like, before you know it, I meet new people through just random situations. Met someone, a relative of mine passed away, and I met somebody as the family's gathering and stuff like that. And long story short, I end up coming to their church and wasn't even supposed to stay there. I was really supposed to be at the church I was at as a youth leader. And, she invited me. And so I came, and I was supposed to go back to my church that day. I was just going to come for a little bit and visit. I ended up staying there for another 3 months. And this is how God was working on me, right? So like, my whole environment changed. I was looking for people who were around my age, young, living for God, like had the right kind of attitude. And so I met these people, and they like had a whole different kind of fire for God and a different kind of positive, like a positivity about them, right? Now, this is not like, I wasn't really expecting to find this. But this is what I was wanting, and I asked God for it, so he brung that my way. So I get around these people, and I stayed around them so much so that, like, before you know it, my language is starting to change. Stuff I'm watching is changing. The stuff that I'm saying is different. I ain't cussing like I was before, at the time. And, because it was a different environment, a different standard that they had, a way of living, and it was an expectation. It wasn't really like bashing me for certain stuff that I was doing, but just like working with me, like, and just loving on me, you know what I mean? And it's like, hey, God love you, hey, just stay positive, keep coming around, do your devotion, stay in the word, because that's important. Because there's so much stuff out here trying to get our attention, especially like I won't say especially, but like since I'm talking to the men, for sure, us, like there's a lot of distractions. And so it's important that you keep putting positive in, positive, positive, and keep the right people around you. So if you don't know where to look, that's why I mentioned earlier, talk to God, because it's like he'll bring that around you, but do your part. So stop like doing some of the same stuff you were doing. Like make some effort. He ain't expecting you to just drop everything the same day on your own. You can't get perfect first and then come to God. You just like, okay, look, Lord, I want change. I need help, but I need your help because there's things I like to do that I know aren't good for me. But help me, like help me to make steps forward to make change in my life, right? So do that. Then it's a process. He'll take you. He'll take all that stuff out that shouldn't be there, and purify your heart, which is way better than what you think is like the stuff that you think is feeling is not really feeling. It's like a temporary satisfaction, which some people it's like it's worth it to them, but I'm telling you, it's not. I wanted something else fulfilling. And don't get me wrong, like I get the temporary pleasure in certain things. Certain things it's okay, but like if that's your main go-to, it's not. You're gonna keep it's a dry well. So like start there, ask for help. If you don't already have people that you know of or people that you can reach out to, and then over time as you make an effort to grow and progress, that crowd of people will come, or whoever it is. If it's one person, that's cool too. And they help you stay accountable. So the crowd of people I was around, I was accountable. So before you know it, I'm no longer like, hanging around the same kind of people as much as I was, which was a lot of like my family and certain things like friends. Not because like I didn't have hate for them or anything like that, but I was tired and I needed help bad. Like, and so at the time I didn't have it. I wasn't going to just come out and say, man, I need y'all's, I need help. Like I need change. Like it was only certain people I was willing to talk to about that. I was like, I had a wall up. I was not the one to really just be super open about my feelings like that. And if I had done that, like if I posted something, that was when it was like serious, because I really wasn't like that. I had a wall. I would not let you get to me like that. It was just how I was, dealing with a lot of pain after my grandma passed away and stuff like that. And it was just, I wouldn't let a lot of people in easy. Didn't trust you with that completely. Rather it was because you didn't stick around, or you just, something happened with our relationship and all that, and I just wasn't trying to go through the extra hurt. And so, but God started tearing that down. But it started really because I came to him. If you don't know him or don't believe in him, that's where you should start. Or at least like, well, yeah, that's just where you should start. It's like, look, if there is a God, if you don't believe, like if you are real, I need you to please confirm it, like show me. And you got to be open-minded enough to receive that. You got to be open-minded enough to say, okay, if it's real, I don't want to have a hard heart and dismiss it because it don't make sense. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. When you think about a child, there's things you don't explain to them, or there's things that they may not get. But it doesn't mean like there's not something good behind it. Like if your child wants to understand why they can't have dessert for breakfast and whatever, cookies, whatever, something like that it may not make sense to them. You can explain it to them, or there are certain things they may not be ready to understand. So you say what you can, but it's like, it's more so like, okay, look, in due time. For now, just trust me. Just do what I say. And usually most children, if you got good parents, they do what you say, and just go along with it. Before you know it, they'll understand certain things as they get older, or better yet, not even just age. It's not about age, but maturity. So as they mature, they start to understand and learn certain things that they couldn't get before. So I'm just saying that to say, like, if you don't know God, certain things don't make sense. Don't just dismiss them because you don't get it, and try and make sense of it by your own mind. You can't. It's not the same. You can't do it that way. And especially if that's how you've been doing it and you haven't gotten the results, bring it back. Something there is not working. So try again. But now most of this, I know I said I was addressing the men, but it also can apply to women. But again, man, like, don't be too hard. Like you don't need help. You can't ask nobody for help. Get rid of that mentality. We all need somebody. I don't care what you're trying to do. And you can't have that I don't trust nobody attitude. There's a lot of people that probably hurt you. And, you know, I'm sorry for that. I've been there. But, like, there are people out there that's not aiming to hurt you. There's people out there minding their own business, but they genuinely want to help people, or just you know, but God, that's his way of of helping you, bringing people along to make ways for you to just help you to grow or get to the next stage of life for whatever season. I mean, they may not even need to be in your life for a long time. I mean, but just for that season to help you get to the next phase, you know, to come closer to him, to do what he created you to do, because we all got purpose. And then, you know, they may dip out, but like, just I would say patience, and just like, okay, where do I start? Like I said, talk to God. You don't know what to say, just look, I don't know really what to say, but I need your help. Can you help me? Will you help me? Because he can. But, and then, you know, watch what you're listening to. Watch what you're watching. Slowly, slowly. I ain't trying to condemn none of that. Just slowly do that. If that means reading quotes every once, like positive quotes to keep your mind positive, fine. Reading the scripture. If you don't know what to read, go to the book of Proverbs, go to the book of Matthew. I say Proverbs because that's the book on wisdom. Just simple life lessons and things like that. Matthew is where Jesus steps on the scene, and it talks about his walk on earth. But you can start in Proverbs. That's just simple stuff. It's a start, and you can just do one scripture a day or whatever, just something to meditate on. But if just baby steps is my point. Baby steps. Don't try and feel like because you're not doing the things that you see another person doing, that you're not doing you're not doing well. That's not the case. God sees your heart, not just the action. He's paying attention to your heart. Somebody that go to church every Sunday, every day of the week, that if their heart's in the right place and that's why they do it, that's their business. But some people do it just out of habit or religious duty. They feel like that's what they should be doing, but that's not really that's not the case. So it's like, if that's what they do, don't think you need to do it, or think you're not growing or doing well because you're not doing that. Just baby steps. If it's just okay, every day I'm gonna try and be nicer to people. I'm gonna try and not listen to as much crazy music or watch as much. Let me try and find something that's positive. That's one of the things I did, because I love music. I love music. So like, I'm listening to more positive music. It was still rap. It was still certain things, all that stuff that I was listening to, but I was trying to find things that was a little more positive, rather than, you know, whatever it was, killing, whatever, negative, wanting to fight, anger, because that's what I had. So, just start there. But start. Don't just sit there and soak in sorrow. Like, do your part, people, you know, and people will come and help you. Because again, like I was, starting to say, you need people. I don't care what it is you're trying to do. To get to a certain level of life, you're going to need somebody to help you along the way. You can't do it by yourself. People who think they have it, don't listen to that. We all need people. Even Jesus had people. Yeah, we all need people. God needs us. We need him. But stay encouraged. More videos to come. I'm saying this because this is what I was supposed to have been done. God's been telling me to do it. So look, it's another way for me to just be held accountable. So I'm announcing that at least a video a week of things, just whatever it is on my heart. Rather, it's just to encourage somebody, inform or whatever. So again, be encouraged. This is for men and women. I was just really wanting to talk to the men, but because I've been there, I relate, and I'm seeing a lot of that. A lot of men that I know that was like really living a certain lifestyle, rather just just being that toughness and just out, rather it's in the streets or whatever, starting to see God really tug on their hearts, really kind of get their attention to now they want to grow more, they want change, but they don't know where to start. They don't want to change who they are and be phony. I'm not, you don't need to do that. You be who you are, but try and grow. There's more inside you, period. Everybody has more inside of them. Everybody's like a seed. That seeds are supposed to grow, and every seed is a forest. So don't forget that. There's more inside you. Don't ever settle for less. Love y'all. Be smooth.